What's up guys, I'm Newbie Dave and today we're bringing in our first villagers. Let's get started. How's it going everybody? Yes, you heard me right, the day has arrived. We are finally going to start bringing in some villagers to our new base. So last week, I guess over the weekend really, I worked on this amazing wall. I love this wall. It looks so good, but it was also a ton of work. It took me so long. I don't know why I decided to do that as a weekend update. I seriously underestimated how long that was going to take. And so I didn't do the back half of the base because I had already spent a couple of hours on the front, but I did get this wrapped up in between episodes. So I built a similar wall back here. It's the exact same design, but on this side I just really simplified it. I decided not to go all the way back to the back there because that turn was kind of causing me some headache. So I figured this is a good stopping point. Most of what I'm going to do with this base is going to be on the other side of the hill anyways, so I'm probably not going to come back here too much. But yeah, it fits with the theme, the style of the other wall. It's just much simpler, a lot easier to throw together. So we've got this place completely closed off, but it's still not mob proof yet. We can still get a ton of spawns, and I am still getting a ton of spawns when nighttime comes. And so we need to mob-proof this thing before we get any villagers in here because we don't want them to turn into zombies. We don't want them to get shot by skeletons. So the last thing I need to do is put in some lighting and really light this thing up. Now I've done a pretty good job with this little front area, I think. Maybe even gone a little overkill. So this is lit up pretty well. I need to get everything else. And yes, I am just going to place torches on the ground to do this. But I want to talk about my method for doing this. So over here, I just kind of threw torches around and it's like, I just eyeballed it. I was like, yeah, those are pretty close together. I shouldn't get any spawns. And these torches really are close enough together. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And they're 6 blocks apart with an elevation change of 2. And so I mean, that's light level 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7. Which is 1 block away from this one. So yeah, everything between those two torches is definitely light level 7 or higher. So everything over here is good. To fill in this whole base, I need to do a little bit better than just eyeballing it. So my first plan was I would just use my texture pack that outlines all the chunk borders, and I would just use that to place torches. But placing torches on the chunk borders isn't going to cut it because chunks are 16 by 16. Which means that the torches would be 16 blocks apart, which means that there would be all these dead spots in between the torches that wouldn't be lit up enough. So my next thought was, okay, well then I can put a torch in the middle of the chunk, and that will cover the dead spots. But even that's not good enough because you still end up with some dead spots around that. So my next plan was, okay, I will offset them, and we'll do like every half chunk on the edges and half chunk in the middle. And we'll just really cover it all. And that would work, except for one minor detail. My texture pack that shows you the chunk borders, it doesn't work anymore. Neither does another texture pack that I found that shows chunk borders. They all seem to be broken. And I had another YouTuber, Silent Whisper, confirm this in one of his videos that the recent change to the rendered dragon render system that was recently introduced for Bedrock Edition broke any resource packs that would show the chunk borders. So none of those work anymore, which is unfortunate, very unfortunate. So what I'm going to do instead is I'm just going to place torches every 10 blocks. I'm just going to kind of eyeball it again, but now I can kind of measure it out. So every 10 blocks right now I'm at X 5830. And so 10 is very easy math. I just go to 20 and then I'll go to 10 and then I'll go to 5800 and so on. But if I just do torches every 10 blocks, then again, I will have some gaps where there are some dead zones where I could get spawns, which is not what I want. And so every other row, I will just offset by 5. And so here I've reached the end of this row. All of these torches are 10 blocks apart. So now I'm going to go over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then go up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this torch is 5 by 5 blocks away from that torch, and it's also 5 by 5 blocks away from that torch. So everything in between these torches is lit up enough to prevent spawns. And now I can just keep going 10 blocks on this row. So the torches are going to be spread out by 10 blocks on each row, but every other row is going to be offset by 5 blocks. So it creates sort of this crisscross pattern. And so the math is very easy to do. You just add 10 to whatever block you're standing on, go down the row, and then you just go over 5 and do the same thing. Alright, so I've got the whole base lit up now. It doesn't look pretty, but it should be effective. And naturally, as we come in and start actually putting structures and builds in here, we'll replace the temporary torches with actual lighting, like on our storage room or the lanterns and torches that I have along the wall. So one last thing that I need to do to mob-proof this thing is something with the cliffs over here and the caves. So I've got a lot of cave openings in my base, and some of them I've explored. Like this one I explored and lit up. It doesn't really go anywhere. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe this one does actually go... Yeah, it goes to the outside. That's actually really cool. I think I'm going to leave this and maybe just block it off so that nothing can get through here. And maybe sometime later turn this into an actual entrance of some sort to get out of the base. That would be really cool. Maybe like a secret entrance, a secret back door. But for areas like this, I don't necessarily want to go all along the cliffs and put torches everywhere. So I'm going to clean these up a little bit and really just kind of put some dirt like that and maybe dig out some of the other dirt around it. Because what I believe, and I've kind of like never officially tested this, but I have observed it in some of my worlds, mobs won't drop down from a height if it would cause them to take damage. And so as long as this is high enough up that they would take damage if they fell, I don't think it matters if things spawn up there. I don't think they'll drop down here to try to get to you or just wandering around if it would mean taking damage. So that's kind of what I'm going to do with the cliffs and hills and everything, is just try to clean them up a little bit so that anywhere that mobs could spawn on the cliffs is high enough up that they would take damage if they fell. Alright guys, I did it! I finished lighting up this whole base, and I actually survived 2 whole nights. Not 1, but 2 whole nights without sleeping. Not a single spawn anywhere in the base. I didn't even see any up on the cliffs. So that is fantastic. That is wonderful. Honestly, I was kind of nervous just kind of standing here all night not doing anything. Because the idea of an area this size that will never spawn mobs is just, I don't know, it's unrealistic to me. I still don't quite feel safe, but yeah, no mobs, no zombies, no creepers, no skeletons, no spiders. I think Endermen can still spawn, but they're, I guess, technically neutral as long as you don't look at them. They're not going to go around killing your villagers or your cattle or anything like that. So yeah, I think we did it. A completely mob-proof base. I am so excited. Which means we can start moving some villagers in here. But first, we need somewhere to put them. So I guess we'll hold off on getting the villagers in just yet until we actually build today's build. Which it feels like it's a little late in the episode to be starting the build, and yet here we are. So, the very first thing I'm going to build in this base, not counting my storage building or the massive wall or doing all the lighting, the first real structure, villager-oriented structure, is of course going to be a villager breeding farm, which of course is going to be a crop farm of some sort, because farmer villagers make the best villager breeders. Yeah, so I want this farm to be in the back on this side over here. Yeah, I think this is a good place for it. And I'm not going to just make the same villager farm that I made at my last base, that just a giant enclosed box with a bunch of beds for villagers to breed. And I want to do something a little bit different. Now, I am going to do, eventually, I'm going to add a lot of fields in here so I can grow a lot of crops, so I can sell a lot of crops to the farmer villagers, so I can get a lot of emeralds. But the actual farmer villagers are going to be in a relatively small enclosed area. I kind of want to do it back here, but I think this is too small. So I think this will eventually just become regular farmland for me to farm. And I think I'll do the villager farm over here on this side. Now, I've already decided I am never going to build anything inside or underneath this wall. All the builds will like stop short of the wall, preferably 1 or 2 blocks away from it, so it's not like butted up right next to it. So I think this is a really good spot for it. So let me dig this out a little bit. And what I want to do is I want to create a like a big circle for the crops and where the villagers will actually work. And then behind that, I'll have a little, I don't know, like it's not a farm necessarily, more like a little den where they can live. That's where their beds will be, that's where they'll breed. So I want to go back a little ways with the crops, but I want to leave some space for that, the den, the living area. So I think this will probably be good enough. And then what I'm thinking is mossy cobblestone for the entire thing, not mixing it up with a little bit of cobblestone and a little bit of just straight up mossy cobblestone all the way. So I think that'll look really good for the farm. Let me get some dirt to fill this thing in and some grass. Yeah. All right, let's do this. So I want a big circle area, and it doesn't need to be as big as the last villager farm. That I kind of went overboard with how much space it took up. So I'm thinking I just want one little square of water in the middle. So let me do 1, 2, 3, 4. I think this will be good. 5. And I'm actually going to make this thing 2 blocks tall, like this. And now I need to fill in the inside with dirt because that's actually going to be the farmland. So that's why I brought plenty of dirt for today's build. And I need to be careful because it is nighttime now, and so I don't want to break these torches and lose my lighting and suddenly have something spawn. Actually, I don't think that can happen. I think the spawning mechanics in this game, nothing's ever going to spawn right next to you. I think they have to spawn a certain distance away from you. So you know what? I am fairly confident in that, so I'm just going to go ahead and remove these torches. I am not going to worry about it. And if a creeper spawns right here and blows me up, then I guess I deserve that. Okay, I just went ahead and slept to pass time, even though I don't need to for the sake of spawns. I have been up for a couple days, and I don't want to start spawning, oh, what are those things called? The flying things that come in the night? Phantoms, yes, phantoms. Of course I knew that. I was testing you. I wanted to see if you would get it. Okay, so the water is going to go in the middle, and this water, that 1 block of water should irrigate this entire area. So let me go get some spruce, and I'm going to go crazy with the spruce fences and spruce decorations. Yeah, I'm going to use spruce for the whole outside of this thing. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to put a slab on that block so it is waterlogged, and just to kind of prove it, you can see there's still water under there, so we didn't lose the water. And then on top of this, I'm just going to go ahead and build a little, what do you call it, light pole. Yeah, I'm like at a loss for words today. I'm really struggling finding the right thing to say. And then we're gonna strip that, and we can put torches all over this. This is like a classic old school light up the area light stand, and I like it. I don't care that it goes all the way back to like the very beginning of Minecraft. I think it looks really good. It's classic, timeless. And then we're going to surround this thing with spruce fences. I need to find something to do on the corners because it just now dawned on me. Those aren't going to connect, and you can just squeeze right through there. I think I'm going to have to go inside like this. So I'll lose a little bit of farmland due to this, but I think that'll look a lot better than if the fences went on the outside. And actually I won't need fences on this side because this is how the villagers are going to get in and out. So this is just going to be farmland. The back side over here is going to be, again, their living area, their living quarters. So let's come over here. I went back to my base and got a bunch of crops. Most of these are going to be for me, but I am going to plant some carrots for the villagers. Carrots are great food for villager breeders. In my last villager farm, I planted potatoes, and that was fine. That would last me a very long time before you ran into any problems. But the problem with potatoes is when you harvest potatoes, you can get potatoes and sometimes a rotten potato or poison potato, poisonous, whatever it's called. And that will just clutter up the villager's inventory. And eventually, after a very, very, very long time, their inventory will fill up and they won't be able to pick up any more potatoes. With beetroots, you get beetroots and beetroot seeds. So again, you'll have the same problem with their inventory filling up with beetroot seeds. And wheat, they can't breed with wheat. You have to turn it into bread, which they can't do. So that's just kind of pointless. So carrots are great because it's 100% efficient. So we're going to fill this whole thing in with carrots. And my plan with the rest of this area is I'll eventually do another little farmland area down here. Like maybe I'll do some more mossy cobblestone, another little circle or some sort of shape on this side with some other crop in it. And yeah, I'll just extend the fields to fill up this whole area. And that will be my farmland. This is going to be the villagers' farmland. So for the rest of this, here's kind of what I'm thinking. I am going to bring back these stone bricks for this part. Do I want to do, maybe I'll do smooth stone. I think I'm going to do smooth stone. Alright, so we're going to cook up some smooth stone, and I'm going to use that for the floors. This is one thing I like about it being my series, is I can just change my mind on a whim, and nobody can do anything about it. Alright, so I'm going to do some spruce pillars like this on the front. Let's see, that's 1, 2, 3, 4. I might go up one more. Let's do 5. And we'll do the same thing over here. I'm going to raise the ground so it's even with the other side. And we'll do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so it's even there. Okay, good. And then back here, I don't want it to be right behind it. I think I'll go in 1, and we'll put it right here. We'll go 1, 2, 3. And this whole thing is going to get flattened out, so I'll just go ahead and take this dirt out now. Alright, so I've got a little bit of smooth stone cooked up. I'm going to turn some of this into slabs. And we'll use these kind of as stairs, because you can't make smooth stone stairs, unfortunately. But I do want to kind of do a step up, and then the rest of this is going to be like this. And one thing I like about this being completely mob-proof area is I don't have to fully close this in. I can leave it kind of open as long as the villagers can't get out. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to fence this in on the sides. And let's see, I'm going to place that like that, and we'll go like this. Perfect. Yeah, I like that. And for the back, I'm actually going to put a wall on this, and so I'm going to leave that open for now so I can get in and out easily. Eventually I'll need to find a more long-term way in and out. Maybe I'll put a fence gate over here. I like that. I like that. Let me make a fence gate really quick. Actually, no. I got one more stone slab. I'll put a stone slab there, and we'll put the fence gate on this side like that. Boom. There's our way in and out. Villagers can't open fence gates, so it's a good way to keep them in. Alright, time to get up on top to work on the roof. So I want to sort of mirror the roof that I used on my storage building over there. Not exactly, like I'm not going to throw in glass windows. Actually, you know what? Some glass on top of here might look kind of nice. Maybe I will do glass windows. So I'm going to go over like this. I'm going to put one there, one there. I can't do that because when I break that, it's going to break both of them. So I'll put one there and one there. And then, bear with me, I got this. Yeah, just like that. So I want the middle to go up by 1. Come on, scaffolding. I don't know why it causes me so much trouble. And let's come over here, we'll do the same thing. We'll do some slabs there, and then we'll go up 1. You know what? I'm going to do it. I'm going to do the glass. I like it. I really like the idea of sort of a skylight over this area. I'm not going to go too crazy with it, so maybe just that. Yeah, we'll stop there. And then for the rest of this thing, I'm going to create some kind of, like it's going to slope down to the back there. But I think I want it to be at this height all the way around the glass. So maybe we'll go down on the next block after that. Okay, I think I figured this out now. So you can see it's just kind of slowly sloping down as it gets towards the back. And then the back should all be at this bottom level. Then I'm actually going to go ahead and fill in the underside around the glass just so it's not sticking out the bottom. That's my one regret with the roof on my storage room over there, is the glass kind of sticks up or sticks down. It looks a little bit weird. It doesn't bother me enough to do anything about it, but I can avoid doing it on this build. Yes, I'm digging this. All right, so let's do the back wall. So the back wall, I'm also going to do this in the mossy cobblestone, but this time I am going to mix in some regular cobblestone as well. And I think I'm going to do more regular cobblestone than mossy cobblestone. So let's put down a couple of mossy cobblestone here and there and really fill the rest of it in with regular cobblestone. So I'm going to leave one block empty. I think it's going to be this one. We'll see when I put my beds down, but I'll explain what that's about in a second. Compost bins, these will be the farmer villagers workstations. I am going to do 4. I only need 2 to breed, but I want to get 1 farmer villager for each crop type, you know, carrots, wheat, beetroots, and potatoes, so I can get lots and lots of emeralds. So I'm going to go ahead and put down 4 composters. And then we'll do beds for each of these villagers, and oh, that's perfect. Well, that's right by the door. Maybe they have to double up. Holy smokes, I just realized if I put the compost bins right there, they're gonna get out. So I might just, yeah, I think I'm just gonna bring the fence wall up a little bit more around that. You know, I'm gonna move this fence gate because I do want to put a bed here. It makes the most sense to put a bed there. Alright, so I'm back to putting a fence gate on this side, simply out of not wanting to have to think about it right now. So that means bed number 4 can go right there. Now villagers can't get out by jumping on any of this stuff, except they can. Whoops, lost a carrot. Need to do the same thing right here, and that should secure this back area. Alright, so what's with the tiny little hole in the back? This is how we are going to get the villagers that breed out of there. So the plan is whenever villagers breed, they make baby villagers. And when baby villagers, when they're born, you know, they're only 1 block tall. So baby villagers can fit through this tiny little hole. Adult villagers can't. Now, how can we guarantee that the baby villagers will come through this tiny little hole? Well, that's easy. We're going to put their beds on this side. So the beds for the villagers that get bred will be over here somewhere, and the beds for the farmer villagers will be inside. Baby villagers, they take like 15 or 20 minutes to grow into adults, so even if they're born like at sunrise, which won't happen because villagers, they don't make babies at sunrise. Even if they did, for the sake of argument, they're still going to be babies by the time nighttime comes, and at nighttime villagers always make a beeline for their bed so they can sleep. So the baby villagers will come through this little hole, they'll come over here to their bed, and we're going to design this thing so that it drops down like this, and that way they can't get back through. And fast forward, there's our villager, I guess overflow, the guest room, if you will. So how do we get the baby villagers through the little hole to the beds? Like I said, when it's time to sleep, they're going to want to make it to their beds. But this drop here, I don't think they'll just drop down 2 blocks on their own. I think they're a little bit scared of heights. So how do we get them across? Well, the answer is we make them think that there's a way over there. So we're going to put some stairs here, and maybe I'll put some more stairs on the other side, just to make it look a little bit nicer. But we'll put some trapdoors here and here. So this is going to create a bridge. They can get across this back and forth unless the doors are open. But villagers are also kind of stupid. They don't know that the doors are open. And so they still see this as a navigable? They still see this as a path that they can walk across. And so when it's nighttime, they'll see, oh, there's my bed. I need to get to my bed. They'll walk through the hole, fall down into this little pit where they can't get back through, but they can walk around here and get to their bed and have fun and play games with the other trapped villagers over here. So that's the plan. I have not put this in motion. I am really hoping it works out the way that I think it will, but I think it will, so we'll see how this goes. I think for the first 4 villagers, I'm gonna have to plug this up actually. So let me just put a block there because I'm only going to bring 2 villagers in to start, and they're going to start breeding, and they'll make the other 2 farmer villagers. Likewise, I'm also going to get rid of these beds so that they don't just start breeding a ton and they all get trapped in there. So I'll put these back when I'm ready for them. And that means it is now time to go get our villagers. Now, yes, I could just go get some villagers from my original base and bring them over here. I'm not going to do that for a couple of reasons. One, if you remember from my world tour, they kind of got zombified, and I haven't changed them back yet. So there's still zombie villagers, so I'd have to go cure them. I'd have to get them through my nether portal on that end, all the way down the nether roads, and back to this base. That's just a big hassle. And I've got some villages pretty nearby that I can choose from. So I have this village, which, and there's my new base. There's this nice desert village right here that I haven't even explored. Let me check out what's over here first. So I could get some villagers from this desert village, which would be pretty cool. I'm kind of digging the desert villager skin. I'm curious what all the different desert villager professions look like. Oh, hey, there's a cleric villager who sells nothing interesting. But we've also already got some farmer villagers. Beetroots, that could be nice. Potatoes. And farmer villagers, they're not rare. We're going to find some farmer villagers in any village. So yeah, that's option number one. I could take some villagers from the desert village, and that would definitely be pretty cool. I've never had desert villagers before. Option number two is on the other side of my base is this little Savannah village. And I have also never had Savannah villagers before. What else we got? We got a brewing stand. That could be cool. Oh, hello. That, Are there actually villagers in this village, or did they all... Oh no, they're trapped. They're trapped in their house. Look at this. The entrance is in the ravines. There's two villagers trapped in there. We've got a couple... Okay, yeah, we got plenty of villagers over here. So I think I'm going to get the Savannah villagers. I'm really digging the Savannah villager outfits and skins. And I've never had Savannah villagers before, so yeah, we'll get some of these guys. So what I'm going to do, and I think I'll rescue the two that are trapped. You know, I'll do a good deed. Besides, they're farmer villagers. One of them is, at least. Beetroots, that's good. The other one is no profession. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to build another portal right here in front of this wall. And when it's built and I've got it all set up, I can just break this wall, and like this is the only way out. So eventually these villagers will come out, go through the nether portal, and end up in the nether. But I don't want the other villagers to go through it, so I need to kind of build some protection around it. Okay, admittedly, it's a bit ghetto, but it should do the trick. So let's go and light this sucker up. I guarantee I'm not going to come out on the other side where I want to. What? Now that's interesting. For some reason it linked to my nether portal near my ice road. And this one will actually take me right back to my base. This could be perfect. This might actually save me a lot of time and trouble. Yeah, look at that. Oh yeah. Sometimes the Minecraft rules work for you. Alright, so I'm actually going to break this portal down and move it over closer to my villager farm to start. Alright, so here's the entrance to the farm. So I'm going to block this off like so. That's kind of weird, but it will work. So, okay. What? Are you kidding me? How did villagers get inside my base? Especially after I trapped myself in here. How did that happen? They literally spawned inside my base. That was crazy. Fortunately, so I killed the banner carrier. I've got the curse going on now. Bad Omen. Holy cow, for an hour and a half. So if I go back to the village with Bad Omen, I'm going to trigger a raid. I don't want to do that, so I need to get rid of this thing. Fortunately, my holy cow will give me some milk. This will remove the Bad Omen status effect, and I am good. Wow. Okay, like I was saying, I am going to move my nether portal right over here so that once I get the villagers into the nether, I can just transport them and boom, they'll come out right here by the farm. This way I don't have to worry about minecarts and boats and all that kind of stuff. It'll be much easier to transport them. Now, because this one's going to link up to the one that I already have in the nether, which links back to this one, I do have to fly back to the village to get the villagers. Alright, so let's test this theory out. Come here. You're free now, villager. You can go wherever you want to. As long as it's through this nether portal. Come on. Come on. Might need to help him out. He may not want to come this way since there's no way out. There we go. There's one. Through the portal. Probably should have gone through first and blocked this off so he can't escape. Okay, now we just need to get you out of the portal. Come on. Okay. A boat might actually help here. There we go. He's out of the portal. Now I can put him back in the portal. I don't know if this will work. Let me see if I can get in and row him into the portal. Will that make him teleport? Let's see what happens. Okay, that didn't work. I think he's got to go through on his own. There we go. And hopefully he should come out the other side. Look at that. Let's break. Oh, don't even need to break it. Look at that. He found his new home. Oh, he's so cute. He's so happy. Look at this. This whole farm is yours. Alright, let's go back for villager number 2. This is exciting, guys. That was so much easier than getting my first villagers. And there we go. Villager number 2. So I'll break this portal so he can't escape. And now we just need to get him into the farm. Come here, little guy. You're not a blacksmith anymore. You're a farmer. Come on. Come on. There you go. Almost there. There you go. Perfect. So the fact that he's a blacksmith villager and not a farmer villager means that he probably bound to the anvil that is in my storage room. So I need to go break that and any other job sites that I have around here. Make sure he binds to the composter. Stonemason. Oh, he's not a blacksmith, he's a stonemason. Okay, he's bound to my stone cutter, which is right here. There we go. Villager. Farmer. Okay, I'm going to trade with you to lock in the beetroots. Beautiful. And let's see what my other farmer is. You are carrots. Perfect. 22. It's not great, but I'm going to take it anyways. Alright, there's our first 2 farmer villagers. Yay! Oh, this is so exciting, guys. So these 2 will eventually start breeding. They'll make 2 more villagers that should bind to these other 2 composters. Once I've got my 4 farmer villagers locked in, I can break this little block and put the beds on the other side, and we should have a working villager farm. Oh, so exciting. Alright guys, that's going to wrap things up. Oh look, they're making babies. Yay, my villager farm is functioning. Oh, so exciting. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this episode. I realize this was probably going to be a little bit longer than my other ones. I won't know until I do the editing, but I've got a pretty good feel by now for how much content is going to make it into the video, and this one feels like it's going to be on the long side. What are you doing, pig? Get away from me. I don't have any carrots. Shoo. So yeah, our very first... Whoa. Okay, they're making more villagers. I probably need to do something about my bed in my storage room. I'll get this under control. Don't worry about it. But yeah, first functioning villager building in our new base. So exciting. This is going to provide us with the villagers for everything else that we're going to build in the future, and we are on our way. So thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed this episode. If so, please hit that like button. And while you're down there, feel free to subscribe so you'll get notified of future episodes as they come out. Thank you and have a great day.